In a shift that underscores the growing urgency of war support, the United States has decided to delay the delivery of Patriot missile systems to Switzerland, redirecting critical air defense assets to Ukraine instead. This week, the Swiss government confirmed that it had been informed by the US Department of Defense that deliveries of the American-made Patriot systems, once destined for Swiss defense modernization, will now take a back seat. The priority? Ukraine's battlefield needs. The Swiss Ministry of Defense released a statement saying the US is now reprioritizing the delivery of Patriot systems to support Ukraine, particularly in the realm of ground-based air defense. This decision impacts multiple countries, but Switzerland, despite being militarily neutral, is one of the first to publicly acknowledge the delay. Context behind the shift. The announcement follows a high-profile deal struck between US President Donald Trump and newly appointed NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte earlier this week. In a strategic pivot, the US is encouraging European NATO members to purchase US weaponry, especially Patriot missile systems, and transfer them directly to Ukraine. While Trump had long been skeptical of NATO's funding commitments, sources close to the administration suggest his patience with Russian President Vladimir Putin has run thin. The continued Russian offensive in Ukraine, coupled with stalled peace efforts, has pushed the US to adopt a more assertive defense posture in Europe. A blow to Switzerland's air defense plans. Switzerland's order of 5 Patriot systems, signed back in 2022, was supposed to begin arriving in 2026 and continue through 2028. The deal was part of Switzerland's broader effort to upgrade its national air defense under its long-standing policy of armed neutrality. But now, that schedule is in flux. On July 16, the Pentagon officially informed the Swiss Defense Department DDPS that its order would face unspecified delays due to the newly reprioritized US production timeline. The statement clarified that it remains unclear how many systems will be delayed or whether the associated guided missiles, such as the advanced PAC-3 MSE interceptors, will also be affected. The Swiss government is actively seeking clarification, but for now, it appears that delivery timelines may extend beyond 2028. Why Ukraine comes first. Patriot system has become a cornerstone of Ukraine's defense against Russian missile and drone attacks. With Russia intensifying long-range strikes on Ukrainian cities, military airfields, and energy infrastructure, Kyiv's demand for effective air defense has skyrocketed. Countries like Germany, the Netherlands, Norway, Denmark, and Sweden have all pledged either to send existing Patriots or to purchase new ones on Ukraine's behalf. The US, as the original manufacturer, is now under intense pressure to ramp up production, diverting deliveries from less urgent destinations. The logic is simple. Ukraine is in active combat, and delays in air defense could cost lives. Switzerland's unique position. Unlike NATO countries, Switzerland maintains a position of military neutrality. It does not send weapons to war zones, and has confirmed that its Patriot systems would never be re-exported to Ukraine or any other nation. But that neutrality doesn't protect it from the effects of global defense realignments. Even neutral nations that purchase US systems are now feeling the pressure of wartime production bottlenecks. Ironically, Switzerland's modern defense ambitions, formed to remain neutral and independent, are being delayed because of the very conflict it seeks to stay out of. Not the first delay. This isn't the first time Switzerland's Patriot program has hit delays. A year ago, Washington had already signaled a postponement in delivering the PAC-3 MSE missiles due to increased US support for Ukraine. That delay has now been compounded by the latest reprioritization. With no clarity on how long the delays will last or how many systems are impacted, Switzerland is left in a holding pattern, watching a war from afar, but still feeling its ripple effects. As the war in Ukraine enters a critical phase, global defense dynamics continue to shift. For countries like Switzerland, the consequences of war are no longer limited to diplomacy, they're becoming very real in terms of delayed capabilities and uncertain timelines. In a world where alliances are tested and neutrality has its limits, even the most carefully planned defense upgrades can be delayed when war takes precedence.